2 months ago, we asked for a ceasefire resolution. At that time, there were about 22,000 innocent civilians killed by Israeli occupation forces. Today, that number has reached nearly 32,000, with almost 60,000 missing and presumed dead. My question to you is, what number of dead women and children is it going to take for you to react? Michael, in our meeting, you told us your own son asked you, Dad, what have you got to lose by voting yes? So I'm asking you again, what have you got to lose? Most of the world is calling for a ceasefire, including the Pope numerous times. Outside organizations, the only divisiveness here, I'll skip that. A few days ago, 25-year-old U.S. Airman Aaron Bushnell took his own life because he couldn't, in good conscience, participate in an ongoing genocide. Free Palestine. Thank you for your comments. Next speaker, please.
My name is Guy Kim. I'm a District 3 resident. Please identify the ceasefire resolution. Free Palestine.
Thank you for your comments. Next.
City Council members, this is the fourth time I'm addressed you about the siege on Gaza and how it directly impacted the constituents of this city. Over 38,000 people have been killed, 14,000 of them are children. I look at my children's faces and I see bodies trapped in the rubble, dust, blood, and bone. Total annihilation. In these times of absolute despair, I am looking to local leaders in my community for moral clarity, for hope. I want to know you're listening and that you're deeply disturbed by the loss of life, that you want to lead with empathy. Today, I ask the City Council again to put the resolution back on the agenda. I ask Councilman Michael Salazar to listen to his community and lead the way in this symbolic gesture to stand with humanity and to do the right thing. Lastly, as a Muslim who has been subjected to security policies that separate me from my fellow Americans, the partitions in this room further communicate that people that look like me don't belong in these spaces.
Thank you for your comments.
My name is Neda Jamani. This is my fourth time speaking in front of City Council to call for a ceasefire. Today, I'm asking Michael Salazar to agendize the ceasefire resolution. You are not affected by the 14,000 children who have been killed over the past 140 plus days. You are not disgusted by the genocide that is happening to the Palestinian people in Gaza. But maybe this will move you to act. A white man, Aaron Bushnell, 25 years old, active U.S. Air Force member, set himself on fire in order to call for the end of the genocide in Gaza. Maybe since he is white, you will care about his life and his sacrifice, like you care about Ukraine. This man sacrificed his life to be heard. Your claim of this is out of scope for City Council is baseless. A man in the U.S. military set himself on fire to be heard. Our communities all over the U.S. are affected and hurting. We are all here standing in front of you today alive. Don't ignore our voice and silence us.
Can we please have the next
Next speakers are Elisa Baeza, John Sari, Myra Ahmad, Amena, and Ruba Jamali.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Elisa, and I'm a resident of neighboring South City, and I'm here to support my fellow San Bruno neighbors, and again, urge you all to agendize a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Global issues do impact local communities. This is absolutely a local issue because the genocide happening is being funded by our tax dollars. So let's not forget also that the City Council expressed solidarity with Ukraine by flying the flag. So a precedent has already been set for supporting global issues. We shouldn't be any different. As an ally, I implore you to stand with humanity. Don't stay silent and complacent during this ongoing genocide. I ask you to listen to everyone here tonight and agree to agendize the resolution that calls for an enduring ceasefire in Gaza, the free flow of unrestricted humanitarian aid, and the safe release of all hostages on both sides. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Hi, my name is Myra. I'm here as a resident specifically of District 3 to personally urge Councilman Salazar to agendize the ceasefire resolution. I would also like to thank Council members Tom Hamilton and Mike Medina for their allyship with our community. To put things into perspective, I wanted to point out how the death toll in Gaza, 38,000, is eerily close to the current population of San Bruno. So maybe we can all for a moment imagine if none of us were here and how heartbreaking that would be for our families and just the world. And I hope by agendizing the ceasefire resolution, we can channel this community's collective grief that we are feeling so hard over Christmas and now Ramadan for us Muslims approaching, and channel that collective grief into some tangible collective action that will contribute to peace in this community as well as beyond.
Good evening, City. Every time that we show up, asking you to stand with us, the death toll has increased dramatically. We're out here today again and again and again, asking you to agendize a ceasefire resolution. We've already spent several hours going over the facts, the inconsistencies of this council in their support for Ukraine, but exceptionalism for Palestine, and how deeply hurtful it has been to watch this council ignore its city's strong Palestinian presence and its overwhelming demands for a ceasefire. Lastly, I'd like to pose a question to you. If you have a 1% chance of power to make a difference, why wouldn't you? Ceasefire now.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Salam. My name is Bruno Cease. One of the main reasons that brought me here and made me want to start a family far away from my home and far away from my beloved parents and dear siblings and raise my children here is how much you value human life, where we can feel each other's pain and appreciate each other's smile and have respect toward each other, no matter how you look or what language you speak. Everyone has value. In the Holy Quran, God, Allah in Arabic, subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we created the children of Adam, honored them, and we carried them on land and sea. Meaning, the purpose of life is humanity and honoring others. Please don't let us or yourself lose that. Ceasefire now.
Hi, my name is John Sadi. I'm a lifelong resident of District 1. I'm speaking today to ask Councilman Salazar to agendize a ceasefire. Devastation in Gaza is incomprehensible, and I'm beyond shocked that some of my city representatives can remain silent while innocent people are being slaughtered. I tried to explain to my kids why we're coming to the council meeting today, but they can't understand why someone wouldn't want peace, or to help alleviate suffering, or to call for a ceasefire. I have no words to justify or properly explain why Mayor Medina, Ms. Alvarez, or Mr. Salazar can't see the common sense humanity in voting for a ceasefire. My family and I pray every night for the people in the world to live in peace, especially in Palestine. The death toll is over 30,000 now, majority of them women and children. Your inaction makes you complicit. What voters are asking isn't too much. Mr. Salazar, I don't know your ethnic background, but if your people were suffering in your former homeland, I'd be standing beside you as a brother, advocating for peace. I want to quote you from a Patch.com article on August 29th. The support we get as elected officials has come from trust. You have to trust that the people you vote for will do the right thing. Do the right thing, Mr. Salazar.
Next speakers are Nina Jamali, Eva, Ibrahim Abubash, Mariana Katu, and Susan Devin.
These are the last words of Eric Bushnell, an active Air Force engineer, a man who burned himself to death outside the Israeli embassy in D.C. I will no longer be complicit in genocide. I'm about to engage in an extreme act of protest. But compared to what people are experiencing in Palestine, at the hands of their colonizers, it's not extreme at all. This is what our ruling class has decided will be normal. free Palestine. This is where we've gotten. There are people in our own military willing to take their own lives because they can't take the barbarity Israel has unleashed on the Palestinians. Palestinians deserve to live in peace, prosperity, and most importantly, freedom. Let's give the city of San Bruno what they want. Follow in the steps of San Francisco's City Council and vote in favor of a ceasefire. Palestinian lives are just as important as any other, no more, no less. Let's make sure we implement the sayings of our founding fathers that all men and women are created equal.
It's not so for mom, they're dying, it's not so but